and then you have.
But if you're deeded, he's responsible.
So in the marketing process here,
I'm not talking about legally responsible.
no, I have a contract. So what I do with this contract is I just assign it now. This guy takes my contract with this owner.
Oh, I understand.
And I'm stepping out. Yeah.
I'm not talking about that at all.
Oh, okay.
You're legally covered. I'm just talking about guilt-wise.
Guilt? I have no guilt.
No.
This guy put 60 grand down, or he put $33,000 and he walked away from it. Well, shoot, man.
Oh, I'm not talking about towards them. I'm talking about the original seller to you.
Yeah.
Like you made a deal with them that you would cover their stuff and they wouldn't have.
So he's bringing up a good point. Like people do business because they like and trust you, that you're going to perform. So that's definitely an issue. So you got to vet these people too. But at the same time, you're like, look, they're going to lose their house anyway. And if this guy, I rarely have seen a situation where someone's put down a large amount of money and then just said, oh, screw it, I don't care about that money. They're going to do what they can to protect that investment for them. But it does, can it happen? Sure.
So if you keep yourself in the middle, you're able to at least be there to mitigate stuff.
If I'm in the middle here, I've gotten some money. So of all of the properties that I have a separate account that is fully funded, that I could take these my properties and I can go for 3 months of no one. If everyone stopped paying me right now today, I have 3 months of payments that I can go ahead and start doing. I'm protected that way. God forbid that ever happened. Oh my gosh, wipe me out. In 3 months, because the eviction process and all of those happening. I'd be dead. Because at that point, having to evict everyone, get them out of the properties, remarket it, clean it up, do what I need to do. But still, I still have a slush fund put aside for emergencies in this situation. So if I were still in this situation, yeah, I'd take this money and profit. But say I didn't have any money, I put some of it aside. Be like, hey man, what's going on? Oh, can't make the payments. All right, well let's see what we can work out. Can't do anything. Well, I'm sorry, gonna have to get the property back. Unfortunately, I haven't gone through that process. They've either sold the property, or I've never had the problem. I have had guys sell the properties. I had a guy call me on Friday. No, it wasn't on Friday because I was here. On Thursday. He's having a hard time. This is a good transition. So he's in a lease option, trying to convert it over to a owner finance deal. He owes $4,000 more to convert it over. He goes, if I convert it over, can I then sell the property? I'm having a real hard time financially right now. I'm like, this is my question. So why not let me just take the property back? Well, because I've already given you $24,000. I want to convert it over, the extra $4,000, so that I can sell it. And so that's his option. Because once it's converted to seller financing, he owns that property. He can sell it. And that's what he wants to do. And that's when we come into title issues that we talked about yesterday. If I had not gone through a title company, I'm going to have a title issue because I just have a deed that was transferred to me that wasn't insured. And now he's having trouble, and he needs to sell the property to get that property taken care of. I got to make sure that I have clear title on that property. And it's not being held up because on my end. And we're going to get into the closing on that today. Yeah.
I have a yesterday question when we're done with this.
Go for it.
I am not familiar with the term equity purchase.
Okay.
I saw your contract, we went through it.
Yes.
What is it?
That's buying a foreclosure.
So equity purchase is actually the California law. It's called the Equity Purchase of Homeowner Equity Purchase Protection Act or something like that. It's 1695.
That's that 1695 I was telling you about.
So 1695. So the law calls it an equity purchase contract because you're purchasing somebody's equity that is in default, that is the homeowner, and so that's why it's called an equity purchase contract. Was that your question or no?
But it's not something. It's something you do in conjunction with doing a subto or a wholesale. It's not like a separate kind of purchase, or is it a completely separate kind of?
You would do it by itself if it's an owner occupant. It's in default.
In default, owner occupied.
But no, Pierre's right though. So it's this is just the contract you have to use if owner occupied and default.
And then no matter which way you go.
No matter which way you go, you can use any exit strategy. It's just the contract you have to use in that particular situation.
In default.
So just
In default, owner occupied.
to clarify, we're not gonna use two contracts
Nope.
for closing.
Nope.
Just using
Nope.
equity purchase and then exit.
So you write in the term. So for example, a wholesale, the only term difference it says that I can assign. That's the only thing that's different in this. Sub 2 says that I'm taking over debt. Taking over debt. So in the equity purchase, depends on what your exit strategy is, you write that under the terms. I'm taking sub 2, or I'm going to assign. But because it meets this criteria, you have to use that contract. Yeah.
The law says that when they were foreclosing on so many people, people were being taken advantage of. Now says that you can't take advantage of them. We're gonna make sure you don't do that by putting in those bold-faced things that you have 5 days to rescind this contract. You have all these different things that to cover them so that they feel that they're not getting ripped off.
Oh, look at this guy reading up on his regulatory guidelines. We're getting into Dodd-Frank today. So we're going to hold that off. We're going to talk about Dodd-Frank in greater detail. Yep.
There's probably some plans for this, but.
When deciding which contract to use, the wholesale, the sub 2, if you have an option to do both and you don't know which one you're going to do.
What is your question? Because if you follow these steps, you know exactly where you're going to be at.
There's never a case where you can do both.
There is. It's owned free and clear, which is why I walk into a contract with the price blank.
We're only gonna sign one though.
So for example, in your situation, let's just say that I don't know what I'm doing. As far as like, I don't know what my exit's going to be, because let's say the house is owned free and clear, and it needs a lot of work. So I'll walk in there with a wholesale, let's say a wholesale contract, thinking that I'm going to wholesale it. So I have it all filled out, and the prices is left out. And let's say we're talking, he's like, there's no way I'm going to sell my house at that price. You're able to flip the guy onto accepting the terms offer. I still have the contract filled out. I'm going to put the price in, and then under my terms on the contract, I'm just going to write in, taking property subject to, loan balance, right here underneath the price where it says terms. I just write that in. Buyer to take property subject to, property be deeded over at time of closing, approximate balance is, and that's it. I'm done.
So the only time when both are possible, both quote, because it's not really a sub 2, is when it's free and clear.
Free and clear, or there's enough equity in the property that you can. Their loan amount is less than.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so in that case, would you want to bring both?
No, you don't need to bring both. The only difference between these two contracts
Credited.
is what?
You're subject to.
Yeah.
Mostly taking, the subject to.
That's it. You just write that in. I've done that many times. Yeah. I got to save trees.
I got one other question.
Section 24 on the subject to contract has
Those terms, yeah.
those terms.
What's your other question, man?
Refer to that and write those down in the terms section.
Yeah. Or you do enough, you just realize you're like, I got this.
Okay. So I'm still stuck on the 60K. This guy says I got 60K cash, and I'm only going to take 33 of that. I mean, me personally, I work, that's 20 months of payments. I'd rather 20 months of my 250 inflation.
Okay.
So I'd rather wait the 20 months to get that 5K and then keep getting the 250 a month. So I wouldn't even, basically what I would do in that situation, based on what you're telling me, is, sorry, I can't do anything with your money.
So
That doesn't change the deal.
would you ever take it and just pass it through the extra and put it straight to the principal?
You can do that. I've never had that situation, but I know my mentor did that.
And that's
A guy came with $120,000 on a $500,000 house, and he only had $60,000 equity. Pass it all through.
Then that's 60K straight to the bank, right?
Yeah.
Well, part of
It has to be that way, or
Yeah, I understand, I
Yeah.
understand. So what I'm saying is, in that situation, based on what you're telling me, I would just say,
I've done
sorry,
this.
That doesn't change anything. No, I can't do anything with your 60K. I can't do anything with your.
Hang on, in just a second. I've done this. I've had someone come, and let's say the situation they had maybe 45. I said, you know what? I'd love to have 45,000, but this house does need repairs. I don't tell them the reason why. I'm like, there's a lot of repairs that are gonna need on this house. What if I take 33 and you keep that extra money towards the repairs of the property? Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, thank you so much. Gosh, I'm so glad that I'm buying this house from you.